you write in your essay, the main question hanging over the international system today is, where does America stand? I had a conversation with a leading foreign minister of allied state, and he thinks it's unfair that they don't get to vote in our election. Because so much is at stake in our election for countries all around the world. It would be unfair for me to ask you to handicap the election or to say whether you support one candidate or the other. If you'd like to do that, I won't stop you, but it would be unfair for me to ask that.
But you know, I don't do American politics, all right? I do foreign policy.
Well, but some people would say that American politics is our biggest national security danger, potentially. You know, the pogo, we've met the enemy and he is us. What's at stake in November? And when you say the main question is, where does America stand? What's the question that is going to be answered then, or should be answered?
Well, I think whoever inhabits the White House in January needs to recognize that the United States doesn't have a choice, you know, but to be involved in the world and to try to shape the international environment. As I said, great powers don't mind their own business. So the real question is, do you want Russia and China to shape the international environment, or do we want to shape the international environment with our allies? I would say to whomever is in office, strengthen the American defense industrial base. We really have to do that. Work hard with our allies, and yes, our allies have to do more. We can't have any more free riders as allies. And I think they understand that as you're starting to see countries take on their responsibilities. I would say also, let's be very clear that we are going to oppose aggression, but we can do that with a strong deterrent message. But we have to be credible, which means we can't, on the one hand, with Iran, say they're the most troubling country in the region, which they are, and give them back assets, unfreeze assets for them in pursuit of what I think is a kind of impossible dream of a nuclear agreement with them. What you say at this point is, if you dare to be a nuclear power, you will pay for that. And so it's a toughness of attitude, but it also comes from really strengthening our assets. And I would say to one other thing to the American president as of January, yes, don't leave other Americans behind. The populists have a point, in a sense, that global elites don't always think about the people for whom globalization didn't work. I'm a big advocate for K-12 education, for finding ways to make people who might not go to college have a decent career path, for retraining 35-year-olds whose skills are out of favor. We've just got to get Americans back in the game. If we can do that, we'll be confident. Fred, you know, it was a growing middle class after World War II that was so confident about America that John Kennedy could say, bear any burden, pay any price. I don't think we'll say that again, but let's remember one final thing. Every time we have tried to withdraw, we've paid a price for it. There was a war that started in Europe in 1914, 1915. We thought we could sit it out. By 1917, we were in at higher cost. There was a war that began in Europe in 1938, 1939. By 1941, we had no choice. And in 2001, I was in the White House when we thought that the security threat was out there. And it turned out to be at the Pentagon and at the Twin Towers and in a field in Pennsylvania. And so the lesson is that America cannot withdraw from the world. Let's not pretend that we can, and let's ready ourselves for what may be a long struggle, but like the last time around, it's one that we can win.
Secretary Rice, I cannot imagine a more powerful keynote for our inaugural Global Future Forum. So thank you for your time, bless you for your public service, but really profound thanks for your far-sighted, principled, and compelling voice.
Thank you very much. And again, to the Atlantic Council, thanks for all the work you do.